Well, the field investigation of the S.I.T. formed by the Nagaland government is now complete. The S.I.T. is now awaiting the reports from the Central Forensic Science Labs in Assam and Hyderabad, after receipt of which the final report will be submitted to the government. In a crucial media briefing in Kohima this evening, ADG Law and Order Sandeep Tamgadge gave details of the investigation process so far. Tamgadge informed that to ensure that all aspects are covered, the S.I.T. was divided into as many as 8 teams, with over 20 officers joining the probe. Out of these, one team was tasked with collecting and monitoring cyber evidences. Another was deputed to purely study the crime scene and compile and collect evidence to be sent for forensic analysis. And while one team was coordinating with the forensic science labs, another was deputed to the police headquarters tasked with detailed paperwork. During the course of the investigation, the S.I.T. team visited the incident site multiple times, and one team even stayed there for 15 to 20 days. Efforts were taken to collect original videos which were sent to the forensic labs.
In order to conduct the investigation in a professional manner, which will cover all aspects of the offense and which will also go into all details of how the operation was conducted by the army, the circumstances of conducting the operations, etc. The S.I.T. was further divided into 8 teams, out of which 4 teams were given the task of examination of witnesses, the injured victims at various places, be it at Mon, Dimapur, Dibrugarh, the other witnesses in the forms of doctors, the villagers, etc. One team was tasked with the responsibility of cyber and technical analysis of available technical and electronic evidences. One team at police headquarters under the supervision of DIG CID was tasked with compilation of the documents. As you can understand, there will be a lot of documentation, and since it's a legal procedure, documentation is essential. One team was asked to purely study the scene of crime, reconstruct the crime that had occurred, collect the material exhibits and evidences from the scene of crime, compile it and send it for forensic analysis. And one team was tasked with the task of coordinating with various forensic science laboratories, be it Central Forensic Science Laboratory or be it NELIT in Kohima. So this way we started our investigation and the procedure. In last 1 month, more than 1 month, the S.I.T. has visited the scene of crime on multiple occasions. In fact, one team under one SP rank officer was tasked to stay there for almost more than 15-20 days and to examine and study the entire scene of crime from multiple angles, collect the evidences, reconstruct the events, simulate the various possibilities in which the crime would have taken place. We have collected a lot of material evidence in the form of empty ammunitions. We have collected some other exhibits from the scene of crime which were taken over by the S.I.T. from the possessions of the villagers in Voting Village. A media appeal was made, a general appeal was made that any individual who was in possession of any original video or audio should be shared with the investigation team. And accordingly, we have identified and collected few videos which were original in nature, not forwarded. After following due legal procedure, those evidences are taken on record and currently under cyber forensic analysis. We had also requested a team of 4 senior forensic scientific analysts from Central Forensic Science Laboratory, Guwahati and Hyderabad, to come visit the scene of crime, reconstruct the entire events, examine various possibilities, and accordingly, a team of CFSL from Guwahati and Hyderabad visited the scene of crime on 21st of December. They were there for 2 days, and after completing their analysis, we have forwarded the exhibits, the soil samples, the blood samples, the ammunitions, etc., to the CFSL labs in Guwahati and Hyderabad, and we are awaiting the reports from them. Similarly, the videos which were collected, extracted from the original source, are under currently the cyber forensic analysis, and we are awaiting the results.
And during the course of the investigation, the S.I.T team recorded statements of over 85 civilian eyewitnesses and 37 Assam Rifles personnel, besides the 2 civilians injured in the incident. The S.I.T may record more statements from the Army and the Assam Rifles, besides others after receiving the forensic reports, Tamgadge added.
In the process of investigation, the S.I.T has examined 85 plus civilian witnesses, which included the injured people at Mon, Dimapur and Dibrugarh, which also included various villagers, various officials from government, the drivers, etc. We issued notices under Section 91 to the Army officials for collection of the important documents. We have received the information from Army on multiple questions that we had asked. It's still in process. After collecting those documents and after collecting the names and details of the personals who were part of the operations, we had issued summons under Section 160 CRPC, and accordingly, till date we have examined 37 various officers and other ranks of Army and Assam Rifles. We have also recorded 2 statements of the surviving victims under Section 164, that is statement to the judicial officers, and those are also part of record now.
An ADG Law and Order, Sandeep Tamgadge, informed that the field investigation part was over and forensic reports were awaited now before the final report is compiled and placed before the court.
By and large, the field investigation in the form of recording of the statements of the witnesses, victims, etc. are over. The cyber forensics, which were supposed to be done, is under process now. We had collected multiple CDRs also of multiple phone numbers. CDR analysis is also by and large over. On the basis of the CDR analysis, further statements of other people were supposed to be recorded. Those are, lot of them are completed, some of them will be completed very soon. So as of now, this is the position of the investigation. We are awaiting the result from the Forensic Science Lab from Guwahati and Hyderabad and from NILIT, Kohima. As soon as we receive these reports, which are very crucial reports, we would be in a position to start preparing the final report, which would be submitted to the Honorable Court, competent court.
And responding to a query, the ADG Law and Order said that it was difficult to give an exact time frame of when the report would be submitted, as a lot depends on the CFSL teams.
As I can say, the S.I.T has worked overtime last 1 month at multiple locations, not only at Mon, but at various locations in Assam, in Dimapur, and a lot of other places. And I can say that we have worked against the time to complete the stage of investigation that we are in now. It would be very difficult for us to say how much time the FSL labs will take to complete the investigation, to submit the reports of the forensic analysis. One SP rank officer is constantly following up with the various forensic science lab. We have made a special request to them that looking at the sensitivity of the case, their scientific analysis be expedited and shared with the investigating team as soon as possible, so that we come to a final conclusion and a final investigation report be submitted to the Honorable Court of Law.